Thank you very much, Vernon, for your warm introduction. Well, I'm Cassandra Cheng, employability trainer with E2I. So shared by Vernon, this is session 2 of our Career GPS series. So Career GPS, in case you're wondering what it stands for, is Career Get Prepared series. All right, and today I'm not alone again. All right, session 1, I had Susan with me, and this is session 2. I have my wonderful colleague, Tracy Tan, Principal Career Coach from E2I, to join me in this heart-to-heart session. Right, so Tracy, please introduce yourself to the wonderful audience we have here.
Thanks, Cassandra. Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to attend these sharing sessions. I'm a career coach with E2I for 5 years, and prior to this, I worked as a recruiter and a headhunter for more than 8 years.
Right, thanks Tracy for the intro. You know, Tracy, today's topic is actually a very somber one, very serious one, because we're talking about retrenchment. And when we say retrenchment, we're talking about job loss, or not just the person being affected, but also the entire family being affected as well. So for those of us who have experienced retrenchment before, we may recall how we were forced, to face the realities and also the journey that we had to take, before finding the next job. So as a career coach from E2I, we'd like to hear from you. Do you meet many job seekers who have experienced job loss due to retrenchment?
Yes, I do meet many retrenched job seekers prior to this COVID-19. So E2I coaches are activated to assist companies to support employees who are affected by this job displacement exercise. So we will be at the company to provide career advisory to help affected workers identify as well as prepare for their next career move. So what we do, we will enroll them for employability workshops to enhance their job search, resume writing, and interview skills. Not only that, we will also share with them relevant job matching platforms such as career fairs to network with our potential employers, and also to update them on the latest job application apps. I'm sure everybody have heard about this NTUC Job Security Council Telegram. So it's really an in thing right now that a lot of job application through digital apps. So this all allows them to expand their job opportunity. So most importantly, we want to partner you in your job search journey.
I like the way how you put it, Tracy, to partner our job seekers here. You mentioned Telegram. So for the audience sake, you can go to e2i.com.sg and then just click on the calendar, and then you'll see the 2 QR codes that will pop up. That will show the PMAT channel, Telegram channel, as well as the non-PMAT channel as well. Well, Tracy, retrenchment could sound like or appear to be a taboo topic, right, that nobody wants to talk about. Is it still true today?
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, in the past, people think non-performing staff are the ones actually will be retrenched, and that's why it was a taboo. But now, if you look at the statistic, company usually exercise retrenchment because of business operations. In cases like this, staff is usually informed way in advance. So as well as for some, when you receive retrenchment, it could be a bonus, to some of them as they plan to retire or even taking a career break, or some even thinking to switch their career.
Yeah, agree with you there. When you mentioned bonus, I think of how I had an uncle once who was retrenched, and he was celebrating. Right, he was very happy that he was retrenched because he was at the period of time whereby he needed to kind of take 2-3 steps back, and take time to smell the flowers, as it were. Right, but we are thinking in terms of folks who are in their prime and they need to feed the family, they need to pay the bills. Right, for these ones, then could you share with us how or what the journey would be like?
So typically, I would say, when the affected workers definitely would feel broken about the dejections, and then fearful about change and whether they would be able to adjust. So during this journey, the individual may feel rejected, useless. This is because, with many years of their work experiences, they may feel defeated by the society. And some will feel, depressed, frustrated, and even, lost. Many of them actually miss having a sense of familiarity and identity, where, such emotions actually make it very difficult for them to deal with their everyday routine. So those is really actually very specially true for those who personal identity is very heavily tied to their job and who has a strong sense, of belonging around their work.
Yeah,
so,
sorry, please go ahead.
Okay, and some actually will feel guilty, for blame themselves for losing the job because they are not able to continue supporting their family and lifestyle in the way they used to be.
Yeah, so actually, when it comes to this, I think the feelings that one goes through, all right, the feelings that they experience here would not be unique to one person. Most of us, if we are retrenched, will likely be feeling all these 3 pointers that we see on the screen here, right? Feeling rejected, suddenly, yesterday of use, today no use, right? And then depressed, and then guilty. But perhaps, do you think, Tracy, we could ask the audience here on what their thoughts are on this? What do you think? Is it okay?
Yeah, that's right. So I just want to add on something is, I mean, experiencing retrenchment is definitely is actually a beginning of us learning to adapt to change and also discovering oneself. So I would like to hear more from the audience, how they really experience, have they really experienced retrenchment before?
Okay, perhaps the team, okay, so we have here in mentimeter.com, all right, sorry, menti.com. So our team has placed the link there for you, and then you can enter the code 56675374. So what we'll encourage you to do, or for you to whip up your handphones, all right, type in menti.com in your browser, and then the code would be 5667 5374. So altogether 8 numbers there. All right, the first question we have for you is, have you experienced retrenchment before? So I think Tracy and I, we are interested to hear from you. So it doesn't have to be a retrenchment that just happened recently. It could be retrenchment in the past as well. Okay, so just wait for a couple of answers to come in. So okay, we don't have a lot of folks who have keyed in their answers yet. So we encourage you to, if you're using a laptop, please, yeah, feel free to click on the browser and then type in menti.com, and then the code is provided to you in the chat.
Yeah, the answer is actually very interesting, right, Cass?
Yes, definitely. Tracy, I'll help you bring this on, bring the results on. All right.
Yes.
Once it comes on, could you bring them on to the second question as well? I need.
Okay, there is the second question. How long do you think a person can bounce back from retrenchment? Okay, is it 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years? Okay, right. Okay, you can see from from the response, how do you find yourself, or rather find the persons can bounce back from retrenchment? Okay, right. Okay, any more answers coming in?
Thanks, Tracy. Okay, well, we have, what was the results like for the first slide?
The first question.
Yes. The first question on
First
how.
question is how you experienced retrenchment before.
Okay. So we do have almost a majority not having experience before and joining us for this workshop. That's wonderful. I think we are all getting ready for what's the climate now.
Yes.
Is to bring to us. Perhaps we're not sure. Maybe ourselves or our family members could experience retrenchment in the near future.
Yes,
right?
that's right. That's right.
Okay, let's have the Verna, could you move on to the next question? Okay, right. So any comments on this, Tracy?
I guess through the journey with those affected workers, typically, yes, they are taking about 6 months for them to bounce back. Why I shared so is because sometimes they probably just want to take about 1 or 2 months to have a career break, and also to pick up, what exactly they may want to, move on. Whether is it whatever they have done, traditionally what they have done in their connecting to their career, or they are looking around to move into a new role. So that could be some things that they just want to sort things out, and perhaps 3 to 6 months actually is quite a good time range.
I agree with you. Yeah, the minority of them have put 2 years, and then yet 6 of us here have put in 1 year. All right. Well, I think as a career coach, Tracy, I'm not sure whether what you think of 1 year. Typically, some PMETs may take longer, all right, than 6 months to go to bounce back. But for 2 years, what is your comment on this, Tracy?
Okay, so it very much depends in terms of how you would like to connect to your career, your career dot. Because from the employer's view, 2 years will be an unemployment gap. However, if let's say 2 years you are looking for something to skill yourself up, in between to take some courses or having a degree or even a master, do take note that you can put all this experience activities in your resume itself, so that you can close this gap. But if you are not doing anything, just you can take a break, but not too long. But eventually, if you have something on, in terms of your some family issues or certain other issues, well, definitely, then 2 years, really no choice. Then again, if really there are certain kind of challenges, I will encourage the individuals to consider some others resources, for example, like career centers, speak to a career coach to find out more about what can you do and plan out your next career move.
Yeah, agree with you there, Tracy. Especially so if you do plan to come back to the workforce. So have it purposefully planned for yourself. If you're intending to take a 2 years break, make sure the 2 years is well used. Because by the time at the end of 2 years, when you come back to the workforce, when you start applying for jobs, please don't be surprised that the first question employer will ask you would be, what have you been doing the last 2 years? All right. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody, for your participation. We really appreciate it. You sharing with us what you think. Okay. So Tracy, as a career coach, right? If you today, were to meet up with a retrenched job seeker, what is the career advice you would offer?
Okay, so I would do an assessment first. It is difficult to engage in any form of career advisory on the day of announcement. We empathize with the affected workers who receive news of retrenchments. If coach is interacting with the affected individuals for the first time, the coach will give them time to grieve over the event and how it had affected them, if they are willing to share. So once persons accept the situations, my advice to career recovery process would be stay positive and active. So what you can do is catch up with activities such as volunteer in the community or hobby that you can engage your mind. So I want to check in with the audience. What kind of volunteer activities can we engage in? So maybe we can have them to type in the chat box.
Okay, sure. So audience, could we hear from you? let's say we are retrenched, what kind of activities can we engage in? And Tracy has specified, if we're going to do some volunteer work, all right, so what volunteer activities can we do, can we avail ourselves to, so that we can engage ourselves and help us to bounce back, all right, to stay positive as well, so that we can, be productive, all right? Okay, so I think offhand I can think of would be likely for me going to an orphanage, right, to volunteer my services. I can imagine, they'll be happy to have someone new, all right, playing with them or helping them with their schoolwork, homework, and so on and so forth. Tracy, what do you usually do?
I think, for me is I would like to do some volunteer by, going to some of the, community service to be in the kitchen, to help, chopping some vegetables and then cooking, things like that, or engage them with those elderly, with some activities to keep them occupied and make them happy, some things that is meaningful to me during this period of time.
Yeah, you raised up something very interesting. You said meaningful. Yeah, because for all of us here in the audience, right, we may be interested in different things, and different things make different meanings to us, right? So for me, orphanage, for Tracy, you are more concerned about the elderly, the senior folks. Okay, so you want to offer your time, your effort, your resources, to the elderly. Yep, that's true. I think we have a couple of you who have written some notes here. Yeah, helping to deliver food to the needy. Certainly, I have a couple of friends who do that on a regular basis, monthly basis. Yep, okay, Meals on Wheels. Thank you, Kathleen. All right, you say to volunteer with Singapore Cancer Society. Yes, and that probably makes meaning to you. All right, and also, Kathleen, thank you very much for having your video on. We have a face to put to that comment. Thanks, Kathleen. Yes, and then also Willing Hearts. Yep, we hear this often. Willing Hearts they need a lot of volunteers, right? Taking short courses, looking out for a new job. Part-time also okay, and we totally agree with you, Kathleen. That's what we're going to touch on later. Right? Thanks, Kathleen, and also TXR. So a couple of you who have also written in your comments. Thanks so much for sharing. Okay, so aside from activities, is there anything you would recommend, Tracy?
Like I shared, to going forward career, once you need to have some career recovery process, not only in terms of volunteer. There are many other activities. For example, if you are really very occupied in your day-to-day work, and exercising is important, you can keep yourself healthy and fit, and most important thing actually it's really you feel more confidence and positive. And besides that, I guess everybody have been hearing a lot more and a lot about upgrading your skills, digital skills, many other skills. And we also know that a traditional job may have evolved for some, and then what will be the upcoming kind of a skill set that you need to gain. So take this opportunity to gain knowledge in the topic of your interests, not just on work itself, but if let's say something that you really think, you don't have time in the past, but you would like to do more to upskill yourself, pick up some new relevant skill to build your career. So who knows, some of the skills might be useful and applicable for your next career move. And besides skill set, at time you probably want to also have some income. But while looking for your right opportunity, you probably want to try out some interim, short-term contract jobs. Say, for example, if myself, I would like to try in between interim and barista. So this is some things that, you probably want to try something new for yourself during this short-term period. And lastly, don't forget to set aside time to actively look out for your dream job, or even, consider any other career options that it might come along. That you think about for yourself. So remember, you are not alone. You can approach E2I to speak to our career coach for discussion. So with the right attitude and belief, you can achieve great things.
Thanks, Tracy, for the encouragement. So now I know that in time to come, maybe Tracy will pick up skills to be a barrister. Let me know where you'll be working. I'll go and support you, okay, in your business. Okay, all right. Oh, Tracy, talking about not being alone and all that, is definitely true. And I have spoken to a job seeker recently. His name is Mr. Pong, and you will definitely echo with whatever you have mentioned just now. So Mr. Pong is a Singaporean, right? So he was retrenched recently due to the external factors out there, and he has his company approached E2I for assistance. All right, so E2I offered the workshop, Career Resilience Executive Workshop, to the company. All right, all the workers that were affected, Mr. Pong being one of them. And when we approached him, we asked Mr. Pong if he would be willing to share his story with the audience here, because we were preparing for this topic on retrenchment. So Mr. Pong was very generous. He was willing to share. And unfortunately, or fortunately, he's working now, so he's unable to join us in person. So we got him on the recorded interview. All right, so let's hear from Mr. Pong. And for the audience out there, when you're listening to Mr. Pong, please also listen up to what helped him to rejoin the workforce. All right, thank you very much. Thanks, team.
Hello, my name is Chan Yong. I was working as a technical support specialist in a company for the past 23 years. Early last year, the company decided to end their business in Singapore, and they have informed us near the end of the year, the company confirmed and I was retrenched. When I received the news, I feel anxious. I was worried about my employability. I was turning to 50 during that time. I am a sole breadwinner in my family, with my wife as a homemaker, with 2 kids still schooling, and I need to look for the job to meet my financial needs. I was informed about my entrenchment on November 2020, and my last day is on April 2021. I have not been applying for jobs for the very long time. My resume was not updated, and only after attending the E2I workshop, then I learned and started updating my resume. During that time, I'm anxious, I'm worried. To overcome my anxiety, I tried to do some part-time delivery service. My thought during that time is to slowly build up my confidence while trying to do some delivery service during the weekend and times is allowed. I attended a Career Resilience Executive Workshop, which is organized by E2I. I was clueless before that. I learned to reorganize my experience, to discover my skill, and to recognize areas that I can contribute to the current work opportunities in the market. During the training, I was taught to write my resume, and I was prepared for the job applications. I started using LinkedIn after I was introduced during the workshop. So I created my career profile, and I have put on my resume into my LinkedIn account. The breakthrough comes when job consultant actually reached out to me. When I went through the interview, the job actually matched according to my experience, and I'm so glad that things turned out to be very successful. And I managed to started my job immediately after my retrenchment. I was so glad because it actually went through very well. LinkedIn is able to identify my skill and match me to the right employer. Even now, those job consultants contact me to ask me whether I'm interested in certain position and certain job opportunities. Be ready to accept changes. Be ready to try new things. We can always keep our choice career as our goal, and at the meantime, open to try new things that will benefit us to open up our expectation. Even during any unsuccessful attempt, it always counts as a gain to our experience.
So we hope you have enjoyed the video. Mr. Pong was from the oil and gas industry, and due to the crisis, right? So the company had no choice but to retrench the department, and Mr. Pong was one of the affected ones. Certainly for me, it was very hard when I interviewed him. And Tracy, I'd like to hear from you. How would you assess Mr. Pong as a job seeker?
In fact, I am very touched by Mr. Pong sharing. He's resilient to change, and Mr. Pong knew that he was unable to control the change. And he converted actually his anxiety into accepting the reality, which was his job loss. So with that, he embraces the change, gained tips through the employability workshop, and I liked his message very much. Reorganize his experience, and he really have a lot of opportunity for the job matching part. This set his mind to try new job and really overcome his job challenges.
Thanks, Tracy, for highlighting that. So all of us, let's be ready to reorganize our experiences in our resume, all right, not be too fixated in a particular way that we've been using so far, right? Tracy, I also had the chance to interview the trainer that E2I works with in conducting the Career Resilience Executive Workshop. Due to work exigency, she's also not able to join us today. So what I did was to interview her over Zoom, and then so we have a recorded interview for her as well. And could we put that up, team? So just to share, the trainer has a lot of encouragement for all of us. So let's hear from her now.
Our company, Rohe, has been privileged to partner with E2I in the last 12 years. And I have been able to do this program in the last 11 years. And in so doing, with the pandemic that has happened in collaboration with E2I, we actually contextualized the crew program to help our job seekers. And that has been truly something that myself and my team are honored to help the job seekers transit into their new roles. When I met Mr. Pong and his colleagues, they were all feeling rather lost because they have been in the company for the last 20 years or so. So in the second day of the program, Mr. Pong actually shared that over the weekend, he took up a delivery job. And I thought that was really speaking well of him because he was ready to try something new that he had never done before. Mr. Pong's attitude of wanting to learn and relearn and wanting to try new things and be open really kept him going, and therefore it was no surprise to me when he later shared that he found a job in the same industry not very long after the last day of his retrenchment. When we lose our job, there's always a great tendency for us to keep to ourselves. May I invite you to be proactive, to learn, to unlearn, and to relearn, because there are plenty of help out there. You only just need to reach out because you're not alone.
I appreciate Eng Eng for taking her time for this recorded interview. And the last words, when she mentioned that you are not alone. And that's certainly what Tracy and myself, E2I, would like to share with you as well. Right? If you go through a process like this, it is very, very tough, very difficult, challenging. So please be assured that we are here with you. You're not alone. So reach out to us. Right? Okay. So Tracy, moving on to our discussion, right? There is this point on Mr. Pong that I specifically wanted to just focus on. He had about 6 months worth of time, right? 6 months worth of preparation, right? So, in your opinion, right, is it possible for us to potentially prepare for retrenchment?
That's right. While we wouldn't know when a retrenchment will hit us, there are always telltale signs. For example, OT is cut, sales speakers drop, and you're encouraged to take no pay leave. Even your supervisor is discussing with you about pay cut or even pay free. And if your colleagues left and then there's no replacement, there will be a telltale signs that some things that you need to take note. So never assume that your job is secure all time, and and you need to prepare, for unforeseen circumstances.
So Tracy, I remember you telling me that you would like to share steps that one could take to prepare for this potential retrenchment. Would you like to share with us more?
Yeah, so well, as I shared, we are not able, we need to prepare, for unforeseen circumstances. So one of the things that we need to do for ourselves is keep your resume up to date. So no matter what your job situation is, keep your resume up to date and your eyes on new opportunity. So you never know what's around the corner, and it's always better to be prepared just in case. And looking around does not hurt you. It will help you actually ease your stress if we do get day off.
I think I agree with that. So even for us, those of us who are currently having a job right now, like you said, it won't hurt, for us to look around and also be aware of what's happening around us. I think in session 1, we covered that as well. Be aware of your environment, all right? And Tracy has nicely pointed out there are telltale signs as to whether a retrenchment will happen soon or not. Okay, and so let's, remember to keep our resume updated. What about the next step?
Okay, right. So, every one of us will be hearing from our financial planner that, keeping ourselves with 6 months, in terms of the emergency fund is important, because while waiting, or while searching for the right job, sometimes we may not be able to, see whether the opportunity will come immediately. So having emergency fund is important.
I like this step, Tracy. Sorry for interrupting. Sorry, please continue.
No, I'm just sharing that it is important. So those who have not really prepared for that, I would really encourage you to start planning. Okay,
you mentioned 6 months, yeah, and that's true. Well, depending on, so we are not financial planners here, but depending on what your spending habit is or culture is, like family, right? So everybody can come together and think through actually what is an emergency fund for you and how long should it be? 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. Yeah. Okay, Tracy, how about step 3?
All right, so like keeping yourself, your resume updated and staying on top of new opportunity is also very important. So that is networking. So networking is something you should be doing whether you are gainfully employed. So do invite all your kakis out, for coffee or lunch, attend events or meeting new people. Make sure that you are keeping your name out in the market. You never know what opportunity would come out from a conversations. So, not what you know, but who you know. So it's important and continue to network. That will give you plenty of opportunity.
Do you want to, or should we ask the audience how they network?
Yes, let's hear from them.
Okay, Vernon, could we have the next Menti.com? So today we are using Menti.com, the platform for today's session. All right, so we can all get used to Menti.com. So please go to the link Menti.com and then key in the code 1045 5304. So in the question, Tracy would like to hear from you. How do you usually network? All right, maybe Tracy, we can give them one clue.
Yeah, like I said, I love to drink coffee, so I will make barista to invite my friends.
Okay.
Chit-chat.
When's the next time you're going to invite me?
Maybe in December.
Okay, I thought right after Career GPS session number 2. Okay, all right, so keep your answers coming, okay? So take out your phones, all right, type in Menti.com and then the code 1045 5304. Okay, so is it in the chat? Yes, my colleague Kara has placed it in the chat. Menti.com 1045 5304. Please keep coming. So there's no right or wrong answer here, but mainly we're trying to get you thinking. What are you comfortable with? Right? What's the audience comfortable with? What can they do to kickstart this networking habit or culture? All right. Oh yeah. So somebody wrote coffee session. Just like us, huh? We like to do coffee sessions.
Yes, socialize.
And socialize with reason also, lah. Yeah. Catch up with ex-bosses.
That's very important.
Okay, quite a couple coffee drinkers here over coffee session, invite to lunch.
That's good.
Friends of friends, Tracy. Interesting there, friends of friends.
Yes, there's like LinkedIn, first tier and second tier, and the third connections.
Agree with you. Online communities. Maybe Tracy, you want to share regarding communities, because I know you have an event upcoming tomorrow.
Okay. So online communities. Okay. So basically, it is very good because everybody is running in virtual platforms right now, and many events actually are coming up virtually. So do sign up. Whenever you sees many kind of opportunity out there. Just attend, and then who knows? You might get to know a lot more friends through virtual platforms.
Okay, so virtual platforms would include like webinars, E2I events, or it could be events that are conducted by associations, niche associations that you would like to be part of. Right? For example, even the engineering field, they have their own association as well, teachers association as well. Okay, so please be aware. All right, you can tap on these services as well, because I think when we meet up with friends, right, or acquaintances, let's not ask them for a job, but tell them your situation, and then let them know that actually you are an expert in a particular skill, and ask them, do you know of somebody who requires these services? Typically, answer is no, right? So if the answer is no, don't be disheartened, because one day when they think of this particular skill, or somebody asks, hey, do you know anybody who can do digital marketing, or do you know anybody who can do barrister work? And then maybe we'll think of Tracy in future, all right? Yeah, but otherwise, please be open to share that you are looking to rejoin the workforce, all right? And let people know what your skill is, all right? That's part of branding, right? Personal branding.
Yes, that's right. Just to add on something, what Cass actually mentioned about my tomorrow's events. In fact, we E2I do run some of the events, for example, like Career Strategy Series, where we invited our industry partners to share the industry insight, the hiring trends, as well as jobs and skills in demand. And potentially there are, what Cass has mentioned, associations do join us as well. And through this workshop, in fact, many of my job participants get connections through these industry partners, not directly over the events, but through LinkedIn, and somehow rather because during this network, we have seen you and you have seen your industry partners. So it will be a closer connections, and that is something that you are able to link out yourself through events. So importantly, be hungry in terms of knowledge and networking. You will definitely gain something out from there.
Thanks, Tracy. I like the encouragement there. And also, I think one thing to note, because E2I, you and I have been running so many events, we do notice that sometimes all you need to do is to ask a question at the event. Prepare a question. You have something you have in mind. So do your homework first. Read up on what you're going for, right? And then when you're there in the audience, prepare a question to ask the panelists, all right? Or to ask maybe Tracy, the organizer of the event. Ask them a question so that there is an immediate connection already, all right? Yeah, thanks, Tracy. Okay, so Vernon, could we have the slide back on? I think Tracy was sharing the point on networking. Tracy, could you carry on with your pointers?
Sure. So the next thing that I would like to share, very important, is don't panic. Because once you are panicked, you are not able to think what's next for yourself. So set up a schedule for yourself, and so you don't feel drift during the day. Keep yourself busy applying jobs or networking, and take some time out to remind yourself that as long as you are looking for work, something will definitely come along the way.
Thank you very much. I like the picture there as well, not to panic. Okay, and I think we are at the last step now. We have 5 steps. Yeah.
Yes, and as take this great opportunity this time to take stock of your skills and reassess your career. Many times we may not have time to reflect or even know the market, the insight, the market well. So what is the trend out there in the market? You can take this time to take stock and reassess your career. So for example, you have been dreaming of a career switch for for years, and then it might be something that a time for you to really plan for it. For some who wants to become an entrepreneur in your life missions, but you have not been really make time for that. So it is also time to take a good look at what you would like to plan for yourself in your next career journey.
Totally agree with you. I think with everything that we want, there is always a need for a plan. So if you have attended session 1 and now we have session 2, Tracy reinforcing the point that after we are aware of ourselves and what our desires are, what are our needs, our wants, right? And then having a goal in mind, and then taking baby steps to reach the goal, right? And that's very important. Okay, yeah, thanks, Tracy. Tracy, I know we are in good time we're running a bit of time. We're running out of time actually. So maybe we can move on to the quiz that you planned for the audience.
Sure.
Any prizes, Tracy?
Yes, definitely. So on behalf of NECDC, we will be giving away prizes for the top 3 winners. So we would like everybody to participate actively for the questions.
Okay, all right. So let's bring on Menti.com again. All right. So audience, if you're going to join us for this game, right? Okay. So this is what you do. Go to Menti.com, key in the code 22469592. This is what you do. As you join, please make sure that you key in your actual name, because Menti is going to give you some cartoon character there, all right, or some avatar. All right. So before you select or you get selected, right? So pick have the option of keying your actual name so that we know who to give the prizes to later. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have 7 already in. Fabulous. Let's have more coming. The more, the merrier. All right.
Yeah.
Tracy, 5 questions given to the audience. Are they difficult questions?
Not really, but it will set you to think, what are the steps that it helps you to move forward and plan for your career.
Okay, especially when faced with retrenchment, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so I'll give it about 5 seconds, okay? 5, 4,
3 prizes.
3. If you really want the prizes, okay, please join us. 2, 1. Okay, let's move. Vernon, we can move on to the questions. So fastest fingers win, yeah? Question is up. Let me read it. What is the first thing you need to do when you're affected by retrenchment? 4 options there for you. Any first answer? Oh, there was a countdown too.
Time's up.
I see.
Wow.
Tracy, is this correct?
Yes, the assess strength and job skills.
Okay. Kathleen is number 1. Is that correct? And then followed by Nin and Wong Chao Yu.
Yes.
Congratulations. Let's move on.
Second question.
And Tracy, get ready.
Okay, if you are unsure about your career directions, what should you do next? So there's 4 questions.
4 options there.
Yes.
Talk to your family, engage your friends, speak to an E2I career coach, or all of the above. I think this question is very easy.
Yeah.
Okay, so 13 of you picked speak to a career coach, yeah, and that's correct. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. Let's move on to the next question.
What resources can you tap on? E2I, LinkedIn, My Career Future, or all of the above?
Ta-da-da, 3, 2, 1. Okay, at this time. Okay, yes. You can tap on all the resources there, all right? And please maximize all the resources that are available. Okay, all right, Kathleen is still staying on top.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We have Mr. Tan up now. And then Kathleen's number 2, Jenny's Cole, or number 3. All right, let's move on to the next question.
Fourth questions.
Which E2I workshop can help job seekers navigate their career direction? This might be a bit tricky for some of the participants if we miss the earlier video on Mr. Pong.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Wow.
Oh, not bad. Yeah,
Yes,
you're
yes.
paying attention. Yes,
Yes.
that's a career resilience executive workshop. This is not open to public, so if you really want to join us for this workshop, please make sure you speak to an E2I career coach. All right, so first make an appointment with us. Okay, thank you. And are we at the last question?
Yes. The last
Okay.
questions. Get ready.
Okay, let's see who's on top now. Right at the top. Kathleen, you're back. Welcome, fastest now. Okay, question 5. Tracy, you go.
What can help us understand industry insight?
Thank you.
4 options. Which one are right one?
This is a tough one, I think. This one is a tough one. I think we didn't really give the answers to this. But the audience, they are very knowledgeable. They picked the right answer. Okay, yes, that's right.
Very good.
Okay, let's see who's on top, and then Tracy will be more than happy to announce the winners. Ta-ta-da, ta-ta-da-ta-ta. And first prize, is this the...
So the first winner, Tan Xiang Ren. And we have 2 more winners
coming up?
Yep.
Taking
some snapshot.
Oh, hi, TXR. That's you, is it? Oh, congratulations. I remember you from session 1. Welcome back to session 2. Yeah, thanks for coming. Okay, I think my team is already aware who the next 2 winners are, and we're running a bit of time. So
yes.
let's wrap up, Tracy, from this quiz.
All right. So basically, the 5 questions that we shared are those constructive steps that we would encourage you to plan and strategize so that you remain employable after retrenchment.
Yes, thanks very much for sharing, Tracy. I think for all of us here, since we, they pick industry transformation maps, that's really show that, our audience here, they are very aware of the resources, because the industry transformation map is a resource that you can tap on if you're looking for a job, no matter which current career journey you're in. All right, please feel free to tap on these resources. Okay, so since we're running a bit out of time, let's just have 2 questions, all right, from the Q&A. Please allow me to pick these 2 questions. Okay, is this workshop for someone already being retrenched? I think you're referring to the workshop on a career resilience executive. Is that so? Career resilience executive workshop, CREW in short. Whether it is for retrench, it is for anyone who's looking for a job. And if you need assistance, the CREW workshop is for you. Okay, so it's a workshop for PMATs. So how do you access this, right? Because you're not going to find this registration link in our website. So all you need to do is to speak to an E2I career coach. So make an appointment with one of us, and then tell the trainer, tell the coach that you have learned about the CREW workshop over at this event, and that you want to participate, or you want to join the workshop, and the coach will assist you with it. Okay, and I think Tracy, there's a question for you.
Yep.
Is there a go-to place for help if someone gets retrenched? I will add on to your answer.
Okay, right. Well, I would say if let's say you are lost in terms of career directions, or even in terms of you have long time you did not update your resume and you need someone to guide you, even interview skills, you can approach E2I Career Center, not physically, but in terms of the e-appointment, because due to COVID-19, we are not able to have a face-to-face interaction. So make an appointment with us, and our career coach definitely will call you, to further discuss about your career directions and anything that is regarding about your career. Definitely, the career coaches will be able to have a discussion with you.
Thanks, Tracy. Okay, with this, I hand back to Vernon. Vernon, sorry I ate a bit of your time. Vernon?
Hello, Cassandra.
Thanks so much.
Hi, everyone. Once again, welcome back to GPS, our second series. My name is Vernon. Thank you, Cassandra and Tracy, for a very insightful session that we had today. So I'm sure all of you have learned a lot about the 5 steps of retrenchment, how to deal with retrenchment, and so on. So with here on, I'd just like to share some additional resources on skills upgrading and lifelong learning. So very fast, I'd like to share with you the first one will be My SkillsFuture portal. This is where you can start your lifelong journey to pick up courses as well as check your SkillsFuture credit. So you have to go to www.myskillsfuture.com, okay, to start this search and land on this correct web page. Okay, so over here, this is where you can start to look for courses. Just press the courses over here with the red color circle that's over here at the web page. And next, you can look for courses which you like to enroll yourself into. For example, if you like to enroll yourself into advanced manufacturing or environmental service, okay, so you can just click on here and then you can take a look at more information on these courses which you are interested in. Okay, next, I'd like to bring something very interesting to you. This is called digital service. And the reason why I say it's very interesting, it's because over here, digital service is where you can see your SkillsFuture credit, but you have to get your SingPass ready first before you can check your SkillsFuture credit. Okay, then next we also have these services that is offered to you, which is Employment Assistant in Northeast CDC. Okay, so these are our various job hubs that is located at Northeast CDC. For example, we have one job hub at Hougang, Bedok Reservoir, Punggol, Khatib Bukit, as well as Punggol 21, Pasir Ris, and Sengkang Community Club. So once again, if you are interested, you can always take out your handphone, take a photo of this slide over here, so you can call this number and make an appointment, e-appointment to meet our career coaches at Northeast CDC, which is at our various Northeast job hub. Okay, so once again, take out your handphone and take a photo of this slide for your own reference. Okay, next, if you like to meet a career coach, you can always make an appointment with E2I to meet our career coaches. The number is over here, 64740606, and the e-appointment link is over here. So once again, gentle reminder, due to current situation, we only take e-appointment, then you can scan this QR code over here to meet with our career coaches. Okay, so just now at the chat box, some of you are interested to attend our employability workshop. So very good news to all of you here. We are sharing our employability workshop over here and tell you how to sign up for our employability workshop. For example, at E2I, we have this employability workshop called Win the Job, which have 3 components in the Win the Job series workshop. For example, the first one is called Win the Search, where trainers will tell you where to look for a job, how to look for a job. And the second part is interview, which the trainer will prepare you for interview, what are the techniques to interview. And last but not least, the most interesting of all is salary negotiation, because this is where you learn to negotiate your salary. Okay, so once again, if you're interested in our workshop, scan this QR code over here. If you don't have the time to scan, just take a photo of this slide over here for your own reference. Okay. So So with that, we're coming to the end of our GPS session 2, but we still have GPS session 3 and session 4. If you're interested to know more about how to mature workers stay relevant in this disruptive economy, okay, do register over here by scanning this QR code, and detail is over here, 1st of December 2021 at 12:30 p.m. And we also have the last session, which is session 4, how to transit into my Taipei job, which is on 8th December 2021 at 12:30. So just scan this QR code to register for session 3 and session 4. If you find it beneficial, please spread to your friends. Okay, so then you can enjoy with your friends to come to this workshop. Okay, then we have come to the end of the workshop. Please help us scan this QR code to fill in the survey for GPS 2. And we'd like to have your valuable feedback, because your valuable feedback will help us go a long way to improve our workshop in the future, as well as future participants who are interested to attend our workshop. Okay, so take out your handphone and then help us to scan this QR code over here. Thank you, everyone.